As a group, we thought that the kind of media institution that might distribute our media product are Warner Bros. And Legendary Pictures. The reason for this is because Warner Bros. And Legendary Pictures are in a collaboration with each other and produce and distribute crime action thriller films. Some successful films from these two institutions together are known as the Dark Knight trilogy. One reason why these institutions might distribute our media product is because as a group, we believe that if me and my group had the chance to pitch our idea, and if we were to get funded properly, we would be among the likes of Inception. We also decided to use the indents that were in the film, which from The Dark Knight. The reason for choosing the indents from The Dark Knight was because we thought that these indents best fit the genre of our film, because it was dark and it had a blue effect on it. We thought the audience would see this and know what sort of genre the film would be. Also, during our research, we looked at other production companies such as Paramount Pictures. We searched this production company because they are well known for distributing massive blockbuster films such as The Godfather and The Italian Job. Also, they are part of the Big Five, and this has made them one of our top grossing production companies in Hollywood today. I think the audience for my media product would be teenagers aged 16 and over. This is because as a group we came up with a survey to ask people if they like crime thriller films, what their favourite crime thriller is, what they like to see in a crime thriller, and if they like to see a woman as a main character. We also asked them what certificate it should be. We surveyed 10 students outside of a class because if we asked people in our media class, they will all give the similar answer. We asked 5 girls and 5 boys who were all aged 16 and over. This helped because boys and girls may have different opinions, and it's useful to know overall what both sexes want. As a result of this, we found out what the boys prefer to watch more crime thriller films than the girls did. This meant we now know who our primary audience would be. From our survey, we also found out that a majority of the people we asked enjoy to see kidnapping take place during the film, which suggested that they enjoyed the fast-paced factor of thrillers and also a high thrill factor. These results gave us the motivation to base our opening around this aspect, as you can now see. Another thing that we collected from our survey and added to our opening was that the audience we surveyed mostly preferred watching the film The Purge more than the other thriller films that were placed there in the survey, because we had all seen The Purge before. We knew that because The Purge was a popular film in our survey, and as a result may have meant that the audience preferred a villain who was more of a psycho. Overall, I thought that the target audience for our film would be teens aged 15 or more who are really into the crime thriller genre, also who are fans of the Dark Knight trilogy. However, we made sure that there wasn't any bad language, blood and gore in our film, because we know people who are younger than the age limit will still try and watch the film. We wanted the audience for our film opening to be mainly teenagers and young adults, to be specific, 16-year-olds and above. Our film opening is a crime thriller, so it is not going to be fast-paced or not too slow. It had to be in the middle to build up the right amount of suspense leading into the film. Each and every shot had a mysterious feel about it, which was slow enough but also fast enough leading into the last scene, which we wanted to build up going into our main film. This is how we felt we could attract our audience by leaving them something to think about at the end. We wanted all the scenes to attract our audience in such a way that they would actually feel like they would want to carry on and finish the film. We wanted the audience to straight away be attracted and drawn into the film to such a point where they would even start asking themselves questions about what would happen next. The background music right from the beginning to the very end would keep the audience drawn in throughout the whole film opening. The music we used was very suspenseful. It sounded like it was building up to something, and as the tempo of the music was increasing, it would create such an effect where they would want to watch it right to the end. This would therefore attract the audience by them starting to really get into it. A specific target audience is a group of people which a certain product is aimed at. For films, the target audience is key in defining what type of film should be produced and who it should be aimed towards. We decided to do a survey which would help us improve our results, which would determine what our target audience wanted. The survey was made to find out what viewers enjoy within the crime thriller genre. This way we were able to discover what sort of audience and age group we should be aiming at and how our audience felt about this particular genre. In the survey we asked 10 random questions people, so our results would be random or biased towards our specific audience. The questions were based on the results we would need to help us on improving our film opening. The 5 questions we asked were based around people's favourite crime thriller films, what they enjoy in crime thrillers, do they think women should feature in those type of movies, and finally, what certificate would you say it should be? Most of the results were positive and helped us to ensure that we would attract our audience in a way that would ensure it is what they wanted. During the process of making our opening film, we learnt how to use different technologies effectively. Firstly, we used our own camera because they are much better quality than the school ones. We needed the film to be high quality so that everything is clear and more realistic. One of the features on the camera is that it had a movie section which made the filming a lot more steady, and when zooming in and out it looked much smoother. This was helpful for us because we used the zooming in and out tool, so having it much smoother made the film look more realistic and more high quality. For example, when we were zooming into one of the pictures on the wall, it looks very smooth and much more professional. During our editing, we used Final Cut Pro. This was very important during our editing process because it helped our editing look more professional. It helped us with transitions and special effects that we used during our opening film. For example, putting the director's name on our film and doing voiceovers. We also used lots of different music in our film and realised that it plays a big part in our film to create tension. The music when the picture is getting crossed out is more tense because we use fast-paced music. We was also able to slow down some of the shots to fit the scene. For example, when it's the 2 shots of the 2 ladies' feet, we used the retime tool to create more of an effect and create more tension. Overall, we developed a lot of camera skills, and using Final Cut Pro became very simple during our editing process. Looking at the preliminary tasks we made and the way we have edited it compared to our full product is that there is a clear difference, and our full product shows that we have developed our skills massively over the 6 weeks. An example to show that our skills have improved is that there were jump cuts in our prelim. This shows that we found it very difficult, but our full product shows that we have developed the skills and made our cuts and transitions a lot smoother, so it looks more realistic. For example, when the policeman is walking, we do a quick cut to the over-the-shoulder shot. There is no jumps and it's in time. Another thing that has improved greatly is our mise-en-scène. This involves the costume. In our prelim, we didn't wear anything different, but in our final product, we improved this and tried finding the right costume to wear to fit with our genre. With our costumes being really fitting for the genre, this made our opening film look realistic and believable to the audience. For example, the 2 ladies were wearing leather jackets, black, and looked very serious. This made the film look very professional. Also, the killer is in a suit and they look very smart, which again made our film look real. Also, in our full product, we used props which made our opening look very professional with the gun and the black bag. Our surroundings and location looked a lot more realistic in comparison to our prelim because we didn't have time to find a place for our prelim, but in our opening, we looked for the perfect place to film, which was in the subway, a car park and an office. Our prelim also helped us during the process of making our full product because we learnt basic skills about the camera, Final Cut and the 180 degrees rule. Overall, our prelim gave us a feel of how making our opening film would be like, and while making the full product we were able to develop these skills.